Welcome to our demo for project E1937 for spring 2019 section of CSC/ECE 517. So our project focused on integrating the suggestion detection algorithm into the existing implementation of Expertise. The suggestion detection algorithm was something that was independently created by, I guess, whoever else is working on Expertise outside of this class, and essentially it analyzes the review comments of each review by a student, and it looks for things like suggestion chances, whether they're present or not, and things like tone, so like sentiment analysis type things. So first, to demonstrate this, our implementation, we're going to create a new assignment. Right now we are logged in as instructor 6. So now that we've created a new assignment, we're going to add students to it. So since we have added instructor 6 as a participant, that means we can upload things as them, just so we have a dummy assignment to review for our actual student. So now if we log in as that student, and we click on the assignment, and we request something new to review, we can begin reviewing it. And so now we're just going to fill in some random comments. So no part of this page has changed in our implementation. And now if we hit the button that says confirm submission, this has changed from before it said submit review. It will go to our new view page. And so this is our review confirmation page that we have created for our implementation. So as you can see at the top, it says your response was successfully saved. After we hit submit, we wanted to make sure that the review was first saved into the database. So if you hit back, all of the fields that you populated would still be there instead of being empty. But we wanted to emphasize the fact that the student had not actually submitted their review yet. As you can see, it's a confirmation. But we were told by our mentor, Dr. Geringer, that we should emphasize specifically the suggestions and tone metrics that were returned by the API. So this are there suggestions was indicated in the API by the suggestions chances, and it would say things like present or absent, but instead of saying present or absent, we just said yes or no. And we also did conditional formatting for this. So if it's over 50%, then that means suggestions are present. If it's under, then it's not. And so we colored no and anything under 50% to be red, and yes and anything over 50% to be green, just to give that helpful UI for students to look at. On top of that, we also added this progress bar below the suggestions and also the class average. So since this is the first person to submit a review for this assignment, the class average is the same metric that is being returned on your screen, because there's nothing, like there's no average that currently exists. And then the progress bar just shows 15% of 100%. And then tone, this was also returned from the API. There are 3 options: positive, negative, or neutral, or green, red, or yellow, depending on our conditional formatting. And since this person's review was positive, it's green. So down here it says once a review has been submitted, you cannot edit again. So if you submit it, you can see that at the top it says our response was submitted. So fast forwarding a bit, we've now added student 32 as a participant in this assignment in order to show you how the average works. So down here we have added a bunch of negative comments for this assignment, for this student's review. So if we hit confirm submission as we did before, as you can see, first of all, the tone here, it says it's a negative tone, and beside each of the metrics that we display, we have a little info box explaining what the metric is. So here you can see the class average was the previous student's suggestions chances metric, which was 15%, and we have not added the current students' reviews metrics in here yet because they have not yet submitted the review. We have added student 33 as the third student in our test assignment, and we've added some dummy comments, but because this class average for the suggestion chances should be the average of the previous two students, because now a class average will exist as it would be the average of the last two assignments or assignment reviews suggestion chances. It should be the average of 15% and 22%, which should be about 18%. So if we hit confirm submission, we can see under what is the class average, it is indeed 18%, which, like I said, is the average between 15% and 22%.